What a pitiful, pitiful result this has been. Hearts have came to Celtic Park. They've won 2-0. Now, I must say, first and foremost, right off the bat here, both of their goals, or Hearts in general, didn't do much to win this game. Hearts didn't cut us open. They didn't create chances galore. Good, well-worked corner for Shanklin's free header in the 15th minute. And then Kingsley on the stroke of the half-hour mark with a direct free kick from about 25 yards, 30 yards out, something like that. Well done to them for scoring the goals that they did. But they didn't create that many chances outside of that. And tactically, you must give them credit. They came to Celtic Park with a plan, with an agenda of how they were going to go on, and actually try and win this match. And looking at the team and looking at the substitutions from the manager and everything as well, it's clear that so many of this squad just aren't up to par. Like, for me, whenever I've been watching Celtic this season, it is clear as day that Palma is not a winger. Like, maybe this guy can play inside forward or play in a midfield attacking area or something like that, but he's not a wide player. He cannot beat anyone for the life of himself. And throughout this game, we're losing 2-0. We've got our backs to the wall. And, you know, we're making changes. We're trying to be proactive in the match. But when you actually look at what's going on in the pitch, nothing's actually changing. This entire match, this is exactly how the game went. Hearts just defended with like 5-6 guys, always in and around the box. Just wherever the ball was, it's just always this amount of defence here. And whether it was O throughout the second half or whether it was Kyogo for the majority of the game, we just had a guy up there, dead to the world, useless to man nor beast, not contributing anything to the game or the team. No plan on trying to get into any centre zones in this area with any of the players to go on and actually create anything. By bringing on O, we're giving a bit more credibility to playing in balls with Palma. The only thing Palma gives you is delivery, is set-piece delivery, is a good cross, a good shot from in and around this area. You can't beat a man. Some of his passing is okay. I've not seen enough of it. It is mainly crosses and shots. So I'm not convinced this guy can even play an ingenious pass between the lines or whatever. But that's what we do. We have this guy out here. We bring on O. But there's still no idea for anything different in this match to actually take the game to Hearts, to actually try and cause them some problems in the centre area here. Even with us keeping the shape, Taylor was coming in here as inverted fullback. When Palma came off for Burnaby, we're sitting on this moment in the pitch. You know, we've got 5 players, 2-0 down. And even when we're doing this, we're still, no one's breaking forward. No one's taking the ball, beating someone, playing it into someone else, trying to get a 1-2 on the go at anything. It's just so pedestrian. It's going into this area here, play it to Vickers, play it to Scales. Can we go out here for a 2v2? Whoever else is out here at the time. You know, Forrest comes on later for Taylor. And out here, see 2v2, Burnaby and Forrest. That was probably the best. That's probably the best we looked in parts of this game, because these two guys in 2v2, they just know how to do it old school, old-fashioned. Me and you versus these two guys. And all they did, it wasn't that great, but they got by their men and they got some balls into the box a few times. And there was just none of that throughout the game. In the first half, between the Johnsons, Mikey and Alistair on this side here, they lost the ball all game long. I do think it was all Mikey Johnson. I don't think Alistair Johnson really copped too much of a fault in this game. But it's just devoid of ideas. There's no opportunity. Like, I spoke at halftime about going 3-5-2. We've mentioned it a few times on the Celtics Are Here channel, as well as whenever we do talk about it here on the main Quinny 3001 channel. And this was a game where you need to do that kind of thing, where Hearts only have 2 attackers. So why do we need 4 at the back the whole game? Why do we need this? Why don't we just admit we're Celtic, we're at home, we're losing 2-0, and it's unacceptable? We don't need 4 defenders. Let's just tuck some guys into a 3, get one of those guys off, get them higher up the pitch, cause an overload somewhere, and bully ourselves back into the game. We are the top team in the division. We should be acting like it. Now, there were some people in the live chat saying stuff like, you know, this is maybe a message to the board or whatever with some of the substitutions that we've seen. But there's no plan B. Even when we did have O and Kyogo on, see, for a long time, Kyogo was just playing in the Turnbull position. The shape is the exact same. We're still playing 4 at the back, 2 advanced midfielders, obviously one of them's Kyogo, and there's still no actual connection. We're still not actually getting through these walls of Hearts players that are dotted around and marking us up and making all the space tight and difficult to work in. How do you prepare to play against Hearts? Aberdeen, Rangers, Hibs, all the teams that are going to do this. It just feels like none of these guys had an idea, had a Scooby-Doo clue about how to play in this game and how to actually get it over the line itself, you know. Like, Rodgers needs, I'm really interested to hear what he says full time, because this just was not good enough from start to finish. We didn't make enough chances, and for the game situation we were in, it's not as if this was a smash and grab from Hearts in the last 10 minutes. They scored their first goal in the 15th minute, their second in the 30th, and all the problems they addressed at half-time were clear and obvious as day at the 30-minute mark. And we let 15 minutes of the first half go away before we address anything, before we do anything. And then when we do, it's half-baked. We're still keeping 4 defenders on the pitch. We're taking off Alistair Johnson for Anthony Ralston. What the hell does that give us in this game at 2-0 down? The square root of 0. That's what it gives us. Honestly, I'm baffled, dumbfounded, angry and disappointed at this result all in one. Honestly, I really can't believe what I've just sat here and watched throughout this whole game. Yeah. Roger says we need 4 quality players into the starting 11. I can definitely see it. But from what I'm seeing, like, what are they coming into? What kind of player will they be? What part of the play will they actually help? Will they improve? Or will they, you know, add that we don't currently have at the moment? I've got no idea. You know, some of these guys are just done, man. They're just done. And like Rodgers, I don't know what the script is with him. I mentioned through the stream as well, the lack of his assistant and that kind of thing as well. But, you know, where is the ingenuity? Where is the problem solving in this? It's just the one system. There's no plan B. There's no, like, let's go 3-5-2, 3-4-3, or anything, man. 4-2-4 at best. It's not even that, because Kyogo comes into midfield to cover O'Reilly's position, you know, so it's not even any different of a formation. And when we look at the scores, I'll go back to this page again, sorry, just because that's set up the way it is. Like, Scales was having to do so much in this game to bail out, because every time we lost the ball, Hearts would turn it over, hit it long, and Scales and Vickers would just deal with it. This is where the majority of Celtic play came today, was us recovering the ball from Hearts scooping it away after we had got into these nonsense positions and gave the ball away ourselves. Turnbull did nothing in this game. 1 clearance, 23 passes, an interception. Absolutely nothing. Barely seen him. 1 shot on target. Did nada in this game. Mikey Johnson, we looked at this at half-time. It was absolutely criminal. 19 possession lost is a phenomenal... Let me put this screen here so that... Oh, no. Let me put this... Oh, no, if I do this, it's just going to mess it all up now. Sorry, guys. It's just what the camera is. I want to make sure you aren't looking at me sideways or anything funny, but 19 possession lost, and only 5 of them are missed passes. You know, so many of that is 7 lost duels, letting balls go out for throw-ins, just being mince, just being not good enough, unfortunately, in this game. Just was not up to speed at all. And the bench, like, none of them really gave us anything, to be honest with you. I thought Dyson looked, for how well Dyson looked, why didn't he start this game? You know, really. Palma could just go round and round on that merry-go-round all day, I think. But, it was just rinse and repeat. This is the shape of the Hearts, and as it got later, this shape just got a little bit deeper and a little bit deeper, and we just went round this side. Oh no, it's not working. Go round this side. Oh, we've lost the ball. Hearts play it over here. Scales gets it back. Scales. Oh no, we've done the mouse glitch again. Uh-oh. There we go. Get these wee pitch invaders off. But yeah, Scales. Back to Hart, to Vickers, to Scales, get back up to the halfway line. Oh, let's try and go out this side. Oh no, it's not worked. Or, well, when Dyson came on, a few times, you know, once or twice he got by here, managed to fizz one in. But look, when we try and fizz one in here, there's still just, because we're still playing 4-3-3 with 1 striker. There's still only 1 striker up here. And this is genuinely, like, this is the goalkeeper. He should maybe be a different colour, right? But this is still, like, what was happening. Exactly. Like, O's here, and we're playing this ball into him. Let's leave that defender there for a second. Or Kyogo, or whoever. And there's just always people there. It's not an easy ball on, and it's just always to nobody to nowhere. And then it gets cleared, and then, oh, what do you know? Scales and Vickers get it back. And, oh, let's try this side. And then, oh, what do they do? The same thing. And then where does it go? It's a Hearts defender. And what does he do? He clears it to the halfway line. And then what happens? Scales gets it back. Scales, McGregor, Vickers. Scales, McGregor, Vickers. Ralston, Hart. Scales, Burnaby Forest, Hearts player. Scales. Rinse and repeat for 100 minutes or whatever that trash went on for. Honestly, guys, like, big questions need big answers. We were told at the beginning of the season we should be dreaming about European football after Christmas. That fell flat on its face, and the very least you expect is retained domestic dominance. And this has been a gradual decline that we've been seeing coming over the last couple of weeks, and this is like, enough's enough. Like, enough of the bullshit and the press conferences and stuff like that and the AGMs. It's genuine answers. Like, be real and just be straight, because this is just nonsense now. We want to see action in January. We want to see money spent. We want to see talent brought in, because that's just all that is required now. The team must be on the absolute floor right now. It's going to be a huge job to get them back on their feet and get them firing over the next couple of games before the derby comes at the end of the year.